here, preacher at large, teaching the word and inspiring 3 minutes at a time. Hey, do you ever feel like you're in a wilderness? You're just completely lost? Whether in your spiritual life, your professional life, your personal life. Well, there was a whole group of people that feel the same way. The nation of Israel, when they were wandering in the wilderness, right? And so they escaped from Egypt. They're wandering in the wilderness. They wandered for 40 years. And the way they wandered was, there was a cloud by day and fire by night. And if the cloud was moving, they had to move. And if the cloud stopped, then they would stop. Right? And here is in Numbers 9:22, and whether it was 2 days or a month or a year that the cloud remained above the tabernacle, the children of Israel would remain encamped and not journey. But when it was taken up, they would journey. At the command of the Lord, they remained encamped, and at the command of the Lord, they journeyed. They kept charge of the Lord at the command of the Lord by the hand of Moses. So what's going on in this verse? Well, let me tell you something right now, that what's going on is they are staying in the presence of God. Now they have the presence of God right there. It is settling above the tabernacle. And when it stopped, they would stop and they would camp, right? So yeah, they're traveling along. Mind you, they're traveling along to an unknown place by an unknown route, following a guy that knows a God that just revealed himself to them during the Exodus. Think about that for a minute. They're following an unknown path to an unknown destination to a God they just met. Yeah, they're new converts just learning about God from Moses. But God has provided them a physical manifestation so the new converts would know that Moses was following God's directions. He provided the cloud by day that directed them and the fire by night so they didn't lose sight of the tabernacle. They're walking all day, then the cloud stops, right? Then they stop. They encamp. They get rest. Do you realize that no matter how far you go, God provides rest? No matter how tired you are, God provides rest. He provides rest for the weary. But only if they stay in his presence. You see, when God stops, they're supposed to stop and they rest. If they'd have kept going, then they wouldn't have got the rest. If the cloud moves, in the morning, then they followed it. But if it stayed, whether 2 days, a month, or a year, yeah, then they stayed. I can imagine some of the people got really antsy when it was a long time. If it was a month, it was like, man, why are we just sitting here? What's going on? They may have wanted to believe, but they would have left without the presence of God. So bringing this home to what's going on right now. So there's this national crisis going on, right? This pandemic. Trust God in a time of national crisis. Don't leave God's presence. Follow God in the time of your personal crisis. Some of you are going through personal crisis right now. You're just out there in the wilderness. Some of you are going through some spiritual crisis right now, and you're in the wilderness. Some of you are going through some professional crisis, and you're in the wilderness. No matter what you see with these eyes, know with your spiritual eyes that God is guiding you, and you just need to wait on God. Don't move without him, or you'll regret it. God is providing rest, protection, and he's leading you through this pandemic, through your personal crisis, through your spiritual crisis, through your professional crisis, whatever crisis you're going through. If you just lean to God, he is leading you, guiding you, and directing you. But stay in his presence. Don't leave God. Now, get your face in the Bible.